This episode is brought to you by Restaurant Systems Pro. With excitement, allow me to introduce to you today's guest, CEO of Spread Bagelry, Jamie Schrotberger. Jamie, are you feeling unstoppable today?
Absolutely.
Dude, I'm super psyched for today's conversation. Let's get that motivational, inspirational ball rolling with a success quote or mantra. What do you got for us?
Inspire and encourage.
Inspire and encourage.
Versus command and control.
Ooh, so versus command and control.
The way to inspire people is through humility, learning a lot of what they're about, and talk about the future of the great things that are happening right before their eyes in the present day, but talk about also the great things that are coming down the pike, the transformational things that are happening with the business or the industry, and encourage them to be part of it, be a bigger part of it, rather than being a clipboard manager telling them what to do. Do it yourself and show them how to do it right the first time.
I love that, man. And I think that the industry for a long time was all about command and control, like the brigade system, the shouting, the throwing pans at each other. Right. And it was like lead by fear, command, control. And that's one way to do it. And it works, but for like a really short period of time before people move on and go to the next place.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I think what the restaurant industry has done a lot of damage. If you think about the turnover in the restaurant industry, it's pretty high because it's a lot of command and control.
Yeah.
And instead, if you can encourage people to make it a career, to learn more, always raise their hand to do more, I think it's a better place to have someone make a career out of it and be part of the solution.
Yeah, and I really do love anything that's opposite of command and control. And you reminded me of another quote that came up on the show. It was Nick Cirillo from Nick's Pizza. He said, trust and track versus command and control. And I kind of hear that same thing. Like you inspire people with the wisdom, the knowledge, and you encourage them. Then to me, that's the trust side of things too. And then you just pay it. You're tracking on the back end with the technology, the reporting, and you kind of just let people do their thing because that's what you hire them for.
Correct.
And then you don't really command until it's necessary.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely the XY axis of productivity on the Y axis, and on the X axis, it's ethics and morals and kindness and that. And if you're in that top box, if you're very ethical and accountable, but you have high productivity, those are the dream people. But I'd also, even if your productivity is low, as long as you have high ethics and high morals and want to do a great job, very accountable, we can teach you more. We can get you faster. But it really comes down to inspire people to do better, and we try to find the right people to be. They're the ones who really run the business. Like, I'm the CEO, but they are the ones day in and day out running this company. And to have the special people following, being accountable, but also being inspired by what they're doing on a daily basis, that reverberates over to the customer every day, and it does reverberate to the financials and the output.
How do you inspire people to make bagels?
It's
not to say there's anything wrong with making bagels, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you take something that seems very like repetitious and it's flour and water? It's a round piece of bread with a hole in the middle.
Right.
How is that inspiring? And I love bagels for the record. I'm not banging on bagels.
Right. No. I think people are in this business for different reasons. The way the bagel industry has been kind of commoditized in a way, and we're trying to decommoditize that by offering a product that is an old world craft, but modernize it, but make sure that it's a craft bagel, an artisan, and every bagel's gonna be different.
It's an old world craft. How old is the bagel?
From the knowledge that I have from our marketing department, it is there's sects of people in Poland that came. Some went to New York and some went to Montreal, and that was in the mid to late 40s. So it's been around a while. So it's basically taking that same old world craft of making the bagels, baking the bagels, and kind of putting into a wrapper, of an elevated wrapper, more modernized. Whether you have the experiential show of pulling bagels out of a wood fire oven, which what we do, which is the Montreal style, to the music that we're playing, to the vibrancy of our guests, our staff, and the elevation of the product is also very important too. It's not just a cup of coffee and a bagel. It's something that's experience almost every time.
Yeah, it's not what you're doing; it's why you're doing
Correct.
it. Right?
Yeah.
Love.
But even though just because you're a baker doesn't mean that you're not a leader on this team. I mean, if the baker doesn't show up, there's no business, right? So there's a lot of responsibility there, and keep on trying to make it better and better. And over time, that baker will become more of they have a very important job, but they'll be a leader. I mean, you can always jump over to the cash register. You can talk to our customers. You can see someone waiting a long time and pulling a bagel right out and breaking it in front of them and say, try this. This is the best thing you've ever had.